Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York. Super excited to be here. I am your most favorite trichology business strategist, and we have another trichologist CEO coming all the way from California. Today, I get to introduce someone who's right in the middle of becoming who she's called to be in this field. So, Monique, she comes from a corporate background, and she did do a salon prior to. She went to corporate, and excellence in structure is already in her DNA. She knows that she's turning precision toward this new mission, and so she's helping women find relief from dry, itchy scalps, and also regaining their confidence through custom cranial prosthetics. She's learning, she's growing, and she is showing that you have it all figured out to get started making an impact. So let's welcome Monique, a trichologist in progress, a woman of excellence, and someone committed to healing from the scalp up. Let's welcome Monique. Hey, girl.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. I'm super excited to have you. As I said, you are most definitely someone who is really navigating what it looks like to be a trichologist at this time, especially from going from a person in a salon or a salon owner to corporate and now pivoting back into the trichology space. Like, how did that happen for you?
It happened. Well, I had educated. I was in the salon full time at one time, and then I was educating myself with trichology because I wanted to understand, what was really going on with the scalp, and just to further my education more than just being a cosmetologist, just going a little deeper, and then life happens, and so I found myself, going into a 9 to 5, going into the corporate world. So I did that, and I've been doing that for the last few years, but still maintaining my cosmetology and educating myself on trichology. So I do both. I do both right now.
Wow. So I know I just heard you say that, it was something that you did when you wanted to educate yourself about what was really going on with the scalp. What was that moment that you realized that scalp health wasn't being taken seriously? That like dryness and itching and irritation was a bigger problem than beauty?
Well, when I was in the salon, and even myself, I saw a lot of clients with dry, itchy, irritated scalp. Um, Even in my own family, my mom at the time had the same issue with dry, and we used to sit. She used to sit there and say, can you scratch my dandruff? You know what I mean,
Right.
with the comb and stuff like that. She wanted
Yeah.
me to scratch her dandruff up and stuff like this. So I was like, okay, as I started to learn more about it, I was like, there's got to be um, a reason why the scalp gets like that, because I started to see the differences. Some was flaky, some was more like yellow and thick, and so I was like, there's got to be a reason. And then just my mindset was like, they got all these different products. I had a bunch of products that, so I was like, it's got to be a reason for these different products to help with different scalp issues and so forth. So I just wanted to know, instead of just hoarding a bunch of products, I wanted to understand why I was using what I was using on that particular client. And I wanted them to understand as well, so that it was something that they would be able to maintain once they
Wow.
understood what was
Yeah,
going
you know
on.
what? That's really smart because sometimes we just like you said, hoard or collect a bunch of products and we don't know why it's working or what exactly it's for. Let me ask you something. What is the biggest myth that people believe about dry or itchy scalp? What is something you wish every woman understood about what's happening underneath their wigs or like on their scalps?
The main One of the main things I wish they understood was that you can't just put a oil or a grease or something on top of it. So
Right.
a lot of my clients and friends and family. A lot of people, just think, oh, I'm gonna buy this oil. I'm gonna buy this new oil or this whatever it is that, and put it on top, and that's going to, help with the or that's going to stop the whatever irritation or the inflammation, whatever's going on with their scalp. They just think they're going to do that, or they think that if they take biotin, then that's going to change their hair too. So
Yeah.
those are the two most common things that I've heard, from clients and women.
Yeah. So tell us about someone who came to you maybe frustrated with scalp issues or hair loss. Like what was going on and what changed once you stepped in with your expertise?
Well, I have a client specifically that came, and when she first came, it was thinning. Um, it was thinning, and so, and to be honest, we didn't know why it was thinning just from the look, because it wasn't a lot of like flakiness or dandruff on the scalp.
Right.
It was just over time, the hair was just starting to thin, and I didn't really understand why. And then, after talking with her, and then she was a regular client for me, understand she had just had a surgery had
Mhm.
happened, and then, she had a partial hysterectomy or something like that had happened. So that led me down a road to look to see if any of those things were contributing to the hair her hair loss. Because after that, then I start to see just dryness, but not like like this dryness, like around the hairline,
Right.
like just like chapped kind of, so that just kind of made me dig a little bit deeper. And so once we I started to dig deeper and to learn and educate myself, then I understood that there were some contributing factors to that, the anesthesia, some of the medication that she was on, hormonal imbalances, and her own nutrition, was also was affected that. So once I started to understand that, um then we were able to kind of put a plan together, and in small pieces, not trying to overwhelm anybody, but just put it together and just say, okay, well, we need to start with this and see what, start with little pieces at a time and see what could help with the thinning and stuff like that. And so
Wow.
we
Yeah.
we put her on a I put her on a program. It was really a lot, was just to start with, was her nutrition, drinking water, and just simple stuff, simple things like that, to kind of
Yeah.
help. That was really like the start of it, and then we started seeing progress in some of the dryness, and then just, adding things as we went further.
So did you find that there was like an emotional component to that? Like was there like emotional relief? Because like you go from like your hair is fine to like it's thinning and you don't know what's wrong. And then I come to you and then you start to pull it together for me and give me the bite-sized pieces so that I can just kind of get everything together. Did you notice something like emotionally that changed for her? Like was she more confident? Was there like a relief?
She was more confident. um I was too, because
Right.
because
Like,
yeah, yeah, I was too, because I felt like, I really want to, it wasn't just about the styling, it was really about, helping her with the issue. So I was confident too once I started seeing things change, and she was too, because then the hair started coming out less, and she started feeling better about, wearing her hair in certain styles and different things, and wearing her own hair for that matter, you know what I
yeah,
mean? So that did help, and then wearing certain clothes, because when you're in most time in corporate where you wearing a suit, a jacket or something. So, sometimes your hair is flaky. You constantly like,
Yeah, like get that off
you
of
know,
the
wiping it off and stuff. So that in itself, as we start to see some improvement, it made her feel a lot better.
Awesome. So you mentioned corporate again. So you have this corporate background, which means organization and precision are part of like how you think. How do you use those same skills to show up in how you care for your clients, right? Especially when it comes to maybe like a custom cranial prosthetic or consistent scalp routines. How does that organization and timeliness help in that?
Um, I think the way I look at that and it helps is because um when most women, when they're in that corporate, they want to maintain their look, it's a very personal and private thing, that the issue that they're going through, so they want to maintain their look, and it's a so by treating their scalp and showing them how to treat the scalp underneath their unit, but also providing them with a custom unit that looks natural to what they're used to. It boosts their confidence, and it it allows them to stay on a routine, because they know this is something that they want to keep up for not just their own self, but just for their livelihood and for their lifestyle too at
Yeah.
work. So
Especially
just
when you, I'm
those
sorry.
together can help. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially when you think about corporate and having systems and things in place, they don't have
Mhm.
time, like you said, to be all over the place. It has to be like structured. And so since you
Mhm.
understand that, you're able to give them that accuracy that helps them with their professionalism, which is really good. Let me ask you this. When a woman is when she keeps masking the scalp discomfort or delaying the solutions, what do they lose? Like, it's not just money, but like in confidence. Like, what do you feel like they lose when they don't take care of the problem?
One, they lose more hair. They it usually consists of more hair that they're losing. They lose time, um, and the confidence is a big key, because they lose that. It continues to drop down, and the truth is, the how do I say, the longer we wait to take care of it, the issue can get worse. And so it could turn into something that may have been repairable or something that fixable, to something that is no longer, where the hair may not grow back. So the longer it takes to take care of an issue, it can cause a delay of regrowing the hair and taking care of that.
That's really good. So I know that you are super busy, and I know that you're taking a limited amount of clients right now. So who do you really want to help? The woman who's just starting to notice irritation, or the woman that's already dealing with thinning and wants a prosthetic? Like, who's the person? What is that person that you feel like you will help the most, or is it like a combination?
It has been a combination. It has been a combination of people, because if you notice it in the beginning, then I'm gonna be there to answer those questions for you, to kind of help to tackle it early on. As we said, the earlier you do it is much better, right? So
Right.
if it's someone who's noticing something, and wants to get an assessment done, I'm all for it. But where my passion really lies is, you know um is those who are wearing their cranial prosthetics, and just teaching them how to maintain their scalp, because a lot of times they think, because you cover it up, that is gonna go away, or they just don't pay attention
Yes.
to it, and that's not the case. And so, you find yourself, maybe you can do something about it, but then it gets worse if you don't. Then it just, it can just it just progresses to a point where, so that's kind of where my passion is, to help those who are losing hair through for whatever reason, whether it's hormonal, medical reasons, or thinning hair, and then they're in a cranial prosthetic, and then teaching them how to maintain their scalp, while also teaching them how to wear their prosthetic in the proper way and the right prosthetic in order to be able to still maintain their scalp and their look and confidence.
Awesome. So for the woman who's watching and she's tired of covering up the irritation or the thinning, what's the first step that she should take to start healing her scalp and restoring her confidence? What would she do? Like, would she book a consultation with you? Like, what would be the first step for her?
The first step would be to book a consultation with me. It's what I call the root health assessment. So that way I can take a look at we can take a look and see what's really what's going on, and try to get to the cause of what's causing the thinning, because until we understand what's causing it, we can't really treat it. We can't do anything so I think that would I know that would be the first step, would be to schedule that consultation with me, so that we could then assess what's actually going on, and then put together a personal program for that person.
So what happens when a woman's scalp finally feels calm? She went to you, it feels calm again. She can style her hair, or she can use her prosthetic without shame. Like, what happens? Like, what does that do to the client? But what does that also do for you? Like, when you see that you've like really helped this person?
Again, for me, it gives me a satisfaction that I love to see the smile on their face. I love to see how their attitude, their disposition is different when when that happens. It's a change. I always say, sometimes you have clients that come in, and they'll come in with a hat on, or they come in with a scarf on, and then when they leave, they done left the hat and the scarf, everything on your station, because they
Right,
feel good. They don't need it. They don't need it
right.
anymore. So I feel that is what keeps me doing it, because I like to build, to pour into them in that way. That's where I feel the Lord has blessed me, to pour into them that way. So I like that. And then the confidence that it gives them, far beyond once they leave my chair,
Yeah.
they have that confidence on. So
So
that
tell the
gives me
people,
satisfaction.
I'm sorry. Can you tell the people how to reach out to you? How would they be able to reach out to you for a consultation? What are your social media platforms, email, however you do it?
Okay. So I am on my email is contact at total look, TOTALLOOK. It's two L. Sometimes you get that mixed up, but at total look hairco.com. And you can also book a consultation with that through that same through the same website address or email. And I'm on at Total Look Hair Co on Instagram, on all social media platforms. That is my handle for that.
Is that hair.co or is it hairco.com, or how does that?
It's Total Look dash hairco.com.
Okay. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
total look dash hairco.com. All right.
Yeah,
So Monique,
that's
oh, no.
the email address. On Instagram, there's no dash. It's just all Total Look Hair Co. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, okay, okay. So, Monique, we want to thank you for showing up with honesty and with heart. You are proving that growth isn't about perfection, right? It's about being willing to learn, like you've been doing, and also to serve and to show up for the women that you need, that need what you have. And so, for everyone watching, don't ignore your scalp. Don't ignore what it's trying to tell you. Healing starts when you decide to take that first step. And when you take that first step, consider taking that first step with Monique. She is in California. What area of California are you in?
I work in Los Angeles, and I also work in the Inland Empire. So that's about a 45-mile radius between the two.
So she's here to help all of you. We thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day today and happy hair growing.